Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into something really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, we're talking about this whole idea of
Yeah.
automation
Yeah.
and how it can actually make work better for employees.
Empowering employees. Exactly.
Empowering employees, that's the word. So we've been looking into some research,
Right.
and it seems like businesses are figuring out how to use automation not just to replace jobs with robots,
Right.
but to free people up to do,
More fulfilling work.
more fulfilling work,
Yeah.
more meaningful. And this is where we get to this citizen developer thing,
Yeah.
which sounds kind of
Interesting.
intriguing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So basically what we're looking at is how we can use, technology and automation and all that to kind of change the way we work for the better.
Right. And I think what's really interesting here is we're seeing a trend towards combining, it's sort of like empowering the individual employee, but also having a central team of experts.
Yeah, and to make this real, let's imagine there's this person, let's call her Susie, right?
Okay.
And Susie, she's drowning in a sea of, paperwork.
Yeah.
Those interdepartmental workflows. She's constantly chasing down approvals. She's doing manual data entry.
With soul-crushing stuff.
All those tasks where at the end of the day you're like, where did my day go?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, right, a lot of that is prime for automation, right? I mean, there are studies that show that automating those kinds of interdepartmental workflows, think purchase order approvals, invoice processing, stuff like that, that could be up to 70% faster with automation.
That's a lot of time.
It's a huge amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's time that Susie could be spending on things that are, more strategic, right? Maybe she's developing a new marketing campaign.
Yeah.
Maybe she's finally getting that training certification that she's been putting off.
That's 70%.
That's wild. It's a big number.
So, okay. Let's get into this citizen developer thing. How does that actually work? Are we turning everyone into coders now?
No. Not turning everyone into a coder.
Okay.
I mean, it's more about giving them the tools that they need, right? Yeah. Empowering them to build simple automations for their immediate needs. So think of it as taking those little frustrations, the things that eat up their time every day, and giving them a way to solve those problems, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's something as simple as automating a recurring report or, streamlining a data entry process. Those little things can make a big difference.
Right. Those little things, like the death by 1,000 paper cuts kind of things.
Absolutely. And when you can get rid of those, it makes a huge difference for morale.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But okay, so that's the simple stuff. What about those, the big complex automations, the ones that need real technical know-how?
Yeah, so that's where you get this thing called an RPA Center of Excellence, or a COE.
A COE.
Yeah. So basically these are the automation specialists. These are the people who are tackling the really big high-impact projects.
Got it.
The ones that are going to streamline processes across the whole organization.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be building bots that can automate complex financial transactions.
Wow.
Or they might be developing AI-powered tools to analyze customer data. This is the big leagues.
See, you've got the citizen developers kind of handling the everyday annoyances.
Yeah.
And then you've got the COE, handling the really complex stuff. But how do those two work together? I feel like there's potential for chaos if everyone's just automating all willy-nilly.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And that's where this idea of standard automations comes in.
Yeah.
So the COE, they can create a library of pre-built automation solutions.
Oh, okay.
That are secure, they're compliant, and anyone in the company can use them. So it's kind of like a self-service portal for time-saving tools.
Yeah, got it.
And that way, you know that the automations that are being built are standardized, they're secure, and they meet the company's overall IT policies.
That makes sense. Okay, so let's go back to Susie. How does all of this actually change her work life?
Mm-hmm.
In a real, tangible way?
So remember all those hours that she was spending on those tedious tasks? Imagine if she could just get that time back.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So instead of chasing approvals, she's brainstorming new ideas with her team.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of manually entering data, she's analyzing market trends and developing strategies.
So it's not just about making her work faster, it's actually changing the kind of work she's doing.
Absolutely. It's about elevating the work. And when you can free up your employees to focus on more strategic, higher value tasks, you're not just boosting productivity, you're boosting their job satisfaction and their
Yeah.
sense of value to the company.
That's huge. So it's really a win-win, right?
Yeah.
It's good for the employee, it's good for the organization. But I'm curious, like, are there downsides?
Yeah.
What about like the learning curve for those citizen developers? Like, that's got to be
Well, yeah. I mean, there's definitely an investment involved, right? You have to provide training.
right.
You have to give people the right tools.
Uh-huh.
And you have to have clear guidelines and support systems in place. But the potential benefits, in terms of increased efficiency, employee engagement, and ultimately better business outcomes, they're significant. I mean, they're real.
So I guess the question for all of you listening is, what if you could empower your team to like eliminate their own daily frustration?
Right.
What if you could free up their time and their mental energy
Yeah,
to focus on the work that really matters?
absolutely.
Could you create a workplace where everybody feels a little bit more like Susie, engaged, productive, and excited to come to work? That's something to think about. Maybe this approach to automation is the key. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.